Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's
Almost
time!
Yo, and then he held that nigga by rifle, G, by the chest. He said, hold on real quick. Took that magazine out while he got this nigga by the chest. Put another one in and then clapped him again. What up, y'all? I'm Trash Pandacoot. And you know what it is. It's almost time. You feel me? You know we getting ready to talk about this last card before the new card, the last fight night. So, like I said, I'm Trash Pandacoot, aka Cornbread the Extremely Nickery, aka Corn the Coon, Secret Agent 00 Negro, Sean Coonery as James Bong. You feel me? Your auntie's favorite nephew, Danny Phantom, Nigel Cadbury, Cornelius Simpson, Thornsberry, the third to the fourth power, aka Nigel No Mates. Yo, introducing in the red corner, the one and only, the A1 and only. You dig?
What
and
up,
in
what
the
up?
blue, my man that's crippin' with the pimpin'. Give it up for the resident hater, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hate.
Yes,
You feel me?
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I had to give a nickname rundown because I think people forgot about me. You know,
Probably. Or not probably. They can't. It's impossible.
and I don't know if y'all. Speaking of rounds, you know what I'm saying. 3 minutes is a sexual round.
Is that like
Oh.
on average or just like is that the
We
standard?
determined it on Real Ninjas podcast the other
Okay.
night that 3 minutes is plenty enough time to do whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because the question was how many, what's considered a round? Is it an amount of time? Is it a nut? Is it, so much break in between and then another one? Do you feel what I'm saying?
I figured it was a nut.
Yeah, I would have said a nut.
Okay, but if that nut comes in 15 seconds, that's a round. That sounds like a TKO.
That's
Yeah.
okay, I see where you're going with it. Yeah.
And so look, we did live field studies that night where Prez humped for 3 minutes. I joined him for about 2:45 because I started late. You know what I'm saying? But in that 3 minutes, that nigga was glistening.
Damn, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I caught this clip because when I seen it, I actually saw it this morning. But when it came across my feed, you know how like when you on the book and you come across a video, it'll start to play the video and there's no noise, it's muted. Well, that's what it was like. And I see Prez over there going to town. I seen you too, and I thought y'all was just trying to do your best DJ impersonation. Because it looked like Jersey Shore over there. But I unmuted it. I had to check it out, and I figured out what y'all was doing. And
Yeah, we was just testing the theory. And so we determined that, okay, when you first get with a girl, right, then you need to have at least a championship bout, 3 5-minute rounds, just to get her underway, get her hooked on it. You know what I'm saying? And let her know, hey, this can happen anytime. I'm a champion. You know what I'm saying? After that initial championship bout, unless you lose, then right after that, you got to go for the rematch. But if you win, then everything after that is the 3 3-minute rounds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then on and then your championships are your like her birthday, Valentine's Day, Christmas maybe. You know what I'm saying? If she's really religious, Easter. Y'all gonna fuck a lot. You know what I'm saying? So these are also championship bouts. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think so.
And so, and that's what we determined what a round was, because one of the homegirls, honorary ninja, you know what I'm saying? She was like, "No, a nut is a round." I was like, "Not if it's in 30 seconds." I
That's
said,
true, yeah.
if you give before 3 minutes, that is an L. That's a TKO, or you tapped. One of the two happened.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm just do your keys. That's all I'm saying. And
But,
without
like-
further ado,
Okay.
No, this is one of the more interesting intros for the fight card.
Word.
First of all, my thing glitched out. Did the intro even play, or did it just freeze up? And we had to do
it played and then it just stopped and like came in.
Okay, see, yeah, I hit the intro to press play, and nothing happened. So I
Damn.
hit it again, and nothing happened. And then I realized I was froze. And then when I came to, you was talking, and it sounded like John Wick still.
Mhm.
And so I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
this
because
really
I was gonna
glitched
come in
out.
being like, "Oh," and then he did this shit.
Yeah,
Right.
no, so it came in on that.
Because
So I
you
was
just
like,
hit me out I was like had just smoked or was about to, and I was like, "Oh, so that nigga had."
okay. Well, no, and I was like, bro, what the fuck just happened? So we here now, so that's all that matters. But it kinda-
Oh shit!
Got you, fam.
A
Minor
joke.
mishap. Don't step on my ukulele, please.
That nigga Liza Minnelli'd himself in the spotlight.
Gotcha. All right, let's try that again.
He said,
Ignore the skinny white guy in the background. Ignore the skinny white guy in the background. He is not here.
What skinny white guy in the background? I don't see anything.
So yeah, we are here. It's almost time to review some fights. Fight Night Live card last weekend. There's a handful or a couple fights I think on the prelims I either didn't see or was just in between doing some other stuff. We had some people over, food going, dogs running around and such. But
No.
all in all, I mean, this was a decent card indeed. First of all, main event, Rozenstruik versus Gaziv. This was I think Shamil Gaziv's second fight post Contender Series.
Damn.
And they have him they already have him headlining a Fight Night Live already. So they have a lot of belief in this dude, and not only that, they gave him a killer in Rozenstruik. I mean, this
Do they
dude.
believe in him like they believe in Bo Nickel, though?
I mean, I believe like if Bo Nickel wanted to fight elite competition on the contract he was on, they would already be having him fight ranked guys. I think they believe in Bo enough that they would be putting him against that. But where he's at right now, he said so. He's on the beginning contract, so why would he be fighting big name guys for not big name money?
Right.
Which makes sense, but also it's smart too for him to get this experience. He tried to do this prior to coming into the UFC, and it just didn't happen. Here, give me a moment. I gotta handle these dogs are starting to get unruly. Give me a second.
He said unruly.
Oh shit.
So you'll have that, you know what I'm saying?
And then you have the opposite end of the spectrum. They sign guys like Patty who are already making big money because they have fans and they never fight.
Right. You think Connor started that? Who started that?
That's a good question. There was a big gap in when I was watching UFC in the Chuck Liddell era.
Okay.
And then I didn't get super back into it until probably it was whatever year fucking McGregor knocked out Cowboy. Not that long ago, a few years ago maybe.
17 or 18.
Damn, was it really? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it dope.
I believe it was, yes. Because I want to say me and Tam had just got together and she had just got on it, and Cowboy was like her first nigga that she liked in UFC.
Oof. She got to watch him get dusted.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And then and I think it was that fight that she was like, Conor McGregor, who's this motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I bet on Cowboy purely for my hatred of Conor, which was silly. Actually, I don't think I was betting at the time, but like I was rooting for Cowboy, you know.
Cowboy got it from me because he had one of the most immaculate fucking high roundhouse kicks I've ever seen. And like it did, he's batting 1,000 with that bitch. Everybody he caught with that went to sleep, nigga. Like,
and he'd put them together so smooth. He'd always hit
Yeah.
it with that left, right, and then swing the kick around so
Yeah.
smooth every time. And it looked like he wasn't even throwing it hard, but people would just fucking go down.
yeah, fam.
But yeah, no, with Shamil Gaziev, I feel like either they believe in him or they just wanted to test. Also, the heavyweight division is kind of
buttocks right now.
like, yeah, like it's for as big as they are, it's the weakest division right now. I feel like in the
Because
sport.
I don't.
Ngannou fucked
There's
it all up by
nobody. Go ahead, Paul. My bad.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say Ngannou fucked him up by leaving, and then John Jones is apparently hard to work with, and that's like that's the cream of the
Biggest
crop right
flaws.
there.
No, and they're really trying to build it. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say in number 3, there hasn't. So I feel like since maybe, I mean, you can say Stipe, but even he's not like this. So like heavyweight used to have like a lot of regular, like not regular, but like balanced dudes, you know what I'm saying? That just hit hard. And then 1 or 2 of them would be like the knockout king or like a specialist in something else, right? And whereas like, so Ngannou was really kind of, and I don't think we got to see his full potential either. You know what I mean? But he was like the last full package of like, you know, oh, I can go in there and strike, of course, but if a motherfucker keeps me from striking, now I can take him down. And oh, not only that, but I can work ground game. You know what I'm saying? In each fight you saw, he was getting better at the things that you thought he couldn't do.
Not only getting better, but getting better at a very rare pace. Like most times when somebody's training this sport, they don't pick up on stuff that quick.
Right.
They're not, and if they do, they can't implement it into their game as quick. It's a learning process. And you see this even with Poatan. Dude is a phenomenal striker, and he had that going for him, but he's still working on his ground game.
Exactly. So like, what I was saying was like the last probably, you know, since Ngannou, the last complete heavyweight was probably Cain Velasquez. And even he had a roughness about him, but that's why it worked for him. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like technically sound. It looked like he was just beating the fuck out of you, but like nigga, he still would have the same positions and be you know what I mean? Like,
well, and I think
so a lot of these dudes are like just big dudes who maybe like have a good record going in, or like they've knocked out everybody leading up to now, and then it's like, okay. Because and the reason I say that, this my last thing about it is like take somebody like Cyril Gane, who has only lost to fucking champions. And he's probably the most complete and still lacks though. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I have to interject and mention that it sounds like they are targeting. It sounds like Tom and Cyril are going to be fighting next. I think it's going to be I think they might have said June, but
and we'll see what happens there. Like,
I've been out of the loop, but Chael, I just watched one of Chael's videos last night. He said that fight is definitely not going to happen.
I feel like it's not either.
Man, no, Chael been saying a lot lately.
Right, but that's one of the things he says that I thought made sense. Like, I don't want to see that fight. I don't know. Maybe I guess other people do.
But back to this main
event,
you
have to, because those are the top 2, basically, that are still in it.
Yep.
That haven't done it yet.
But yeah,
Right.
back to this main event. Anyways, I think it was a combination of things. Obviously, them trying to build the heavyweight division back a little bit better. I mean, they still got some killers up there. I'm not trying to talk shit or being like, you ain't gonna see some entertaining
No.
fights at heavyweight, but like just level wise, it's the weakest division. Cardio. The only thing that it's probably got the most of is power. But that's expected with the big guys. But I think with Shamil Gaziev, they wanted him up there. They wanted to push this new guy. And also, going into this fight, he was undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
So they really wanted to test him, and maybe Shamil wanted to test himself. Like, it's just a guy doesn't say no to fights.
Right.
Well, he ran into a real one on Saturday. It was a back and forth, and I mean, he had some good moments. Had Rosenstruck hurt in the first couple rounds, and it was looking like he could get it done. But Jair, with the experience that he's had, and then knowing that it was a 5-round fight, I think he paced himself. I think he expected Gaziev to be a little heavy them first couple rounds, let him gas out, and then start going to work. And I mean, third round was a swing round. And then I think fourth round TKO, and it was deserved. I want to say, I don't even think he dropped him, but was out on his feet. Like, it was a justified stoppage, dude gas, and Rosenstruck got the dub.
Did he retire?
Sharino? No.
For some reason on SureDog it says victory TKO retirement in parentheses.
Oh, maybe he did. I didn't catch that. I know in the co-main event, Vitor Petrino versus Tyson Pedro, or that this was actually, I think, yeah. Hold on. This was my pick for the
Parlay boys.
Man, this thing is all glitchy on my end. I need to update my computer or something. But yeah, Vitor Petrino versus Tyson Pedro. Was an entertaining fight. Went back and forth, and there were some moments I was actually a little worried that Petrino might not get it done. And it was like, man, I'm about to drop another parlay. But he got the unanimous decision win, and Tyson Pedro retired. Hung his gloves up, and
yeah.
just kind of.
That's probably what it was then. Typo, or maybe I looked at the wrong slot.
Yep. So yeah, Pedro retired, and it was just kind of like it sounded like it was kind of family, like a family decision, or like he just wants more time with his daughters. It sounds like he said he's basically been gone 12 months out of the last 20, and it's not worth it for him anymore, especially with the pay that they're getting, and him living in Australia is not a cheap place to live. So he said he's done, but then in the post-fight interview, he went on to elaborate a little bit more that, yeah, it kind of was pay-driven more so than family-driven. And he said that he's not out or opposed to the idea of fighting on the Australian circuits, fighting just local where he lives.
Well, he ain't going to be able to do that unless that was his very last fight on his contract or they release him.
Yeah, well, and I think it might have been his last fight. I don't know the logistics of what his contract was, but yeah, he hung it up.
Unfortunately, retirement doesn't cancel your contract.
Right.
Imagine all the retirements.
It does to an extent, because even with those fight contracts, they do have an expiration date. You either fight so many times or it may run out this date so many days after inactivity.
I don't know. There's been so many fighters who've been retired for years who say they can't fight elsewhere because they're under a contract with UFC.
I mean, and then
I don't think that's the case.
And that might be the older contracts. I think a lot of these newer ones, like even the Francis contract, dude. It was in his contract that he had to fight, or if he didn't fight by this date, that he was cut, or was like, that's how he got out. That's how he got out and didn't fight.
Yeah, because he fought out his last fight and he had X amount of time to accept the new fight or leave. I think he fought his last fight though on the contract.
I think he had one fight under contract, and that's why he had to wait out the period that he did, because he either had to fight or wait till that date. And again, I could be wrong on those details too, but
yeah,
I'll be up.
Like I don't know if you heard this right, but Tyson Pedro retired.
Oh, okay.
Vitor Petrino got the dub, so we picked up that leg of the parlay. Actually, the next fight, this was I believe your pick.
Word up.
For
Parlay boys.
Parlay boys.
and, you had Muhammad Makayev, and he was
Word
fighting
up.
Alex Perez, number 8 versus number 7. You already know, y'all already know how much I dislike these ranked fights. Like, you having one rank separating guys, and you having a fight like it just, I don't know. Give them a little higher step, but that could have been just, that could have been the only person that was willing to fight,
Right. I think there's a lot of shit that goes into it because, it's like, other guys already have fights scheduled like 6 months ahead of time, within various other. So like a lot of times I feel like there's just no options.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this was a kind of a back and forth. Like Perez held his own. Didn't look bad by any means, but Makayev definitely did more in this fight. Had the takedowns, and this is how wrestlers should fight. Like when Makayev was getting the takedowns, he was staying active. He was punching. He was going for subs. He was trying to finish.
Yeah.
One thing I will take away though from Muhammad Makayev is, especially in the second and the third round, every time Perez would go in to move in, the telegraphing of Makayev's shots was so fucking predictable. Like it was to the point, like I'm like, bro, you should not be telegraphing this. Being as good of a wrestler as you are, you should not be telegraphing these moves and these shots this much. And actually the commentators of the fight were mentioning like they knew he wasn't getting hurt, but they're like, maybe the judges might not understand what's happening here and think that the way just the sudden movements and how just announced everything was in Makayev's movements, it made it seem awkward or like maybe he was hurt or something. Like it was just different. And you don't know what these judges are watching when they watch, when they're watching the fight. So they were thinking that maybe it was helping Perez just with these bigger movements that Muhammad was making. When in all reality, Muhammad was winning that fight, and he won the fight unanimous decision. But they
didn't know what they were looking at.
But I also agreed with them to the extent, like just how telegraphed some of these shots were in the later rounds. Like you go against anybody in the top 5, you're gonna get exposed. They're gonna pick up on it, and you're gonna catch a head kick.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Jamie Pickett's record is dog shit. They're about to cut his ass.
Who?
Jamie Pickett.
But and then actually the fight before that was the final leg of our
Parlay boys.
And it was Umar Nurmagomedov versus Baskat Almakhan.
Mm-hmm.
This went to a decision, and it almost didn't go to the end of the first round.
I told you, I watched that guy's fights. He has clean fucking hands.
Yeah, no, it was. I see why Umar was the minus 1,200 favorite, but in the first couple minutes of that first round, especially Umar, I think went in for a shot and got clipped with a solid hook and stumbled, went down, and Almakhan tried to get the finish. Credit to Umar for surviving, getting through that little bit of adversity. This is actually, I think, the most that we've seen Umar tested in the UFC. Probably the most he's ever been tested in his fight career, really. Had to get through some adversity. Ended up getting through that. I think even with that knockdown, I think one of the judges might have scored that first round for Umar. And then the second and third round both went to Umar. But it was a bunch of lay and pray. It was a bunch of let's get into position and stagnate. Let's not do a whole bunch. Let's control them. Let's make them not move. But let's not try to finish. Let's just work position and point fight a ground game.
I don't think you should hate the game, dude. They shouldn't reward that shit.
I get it. It's part of the thing, but Umar's not doing himself any favors in fighting this style. A case in point, look at Bilal Muhammad. You could
Maybe his
have
contract still sucks, so he's
16,
just
10
trying to get
fight
easy,
win
safe
streaks.
wins.
You could have 10 fight win streaks, and if he continues to fight like that, first of all, there's not a lot of fighters that are even willing to try to fight him just because they know they're not trying to just get held down. But even if he does get these fights or land these fights and gets a top 5 fight or top 3 fight or ultimately gets on that doorstep, it is going to be 3 years minimal before he's even going to get a chance to sniff the title if he keeps fighting like this.
Right, but I'm saying maybe he's only fighting like this because he's still on some shitty contract and he just wants easy wins, safe wins.
No, it could be, but he's been calling out everybody, and then Dana actually backed him up in the claims that Almakhan was the only person willing to fight him. That was the only person that they could even find willing to go into the cage with Umar. I think it's a little bit of a bullshit. I think like you should only, if the UFC comes to you with some fights, I think there should be only so many times you can decline to fight before they just need to strip you of your shit or just give that person your number.
But then like everyone would just do that to get out of their contract, and then what's the point of the contract?
Because you want the contract.
Yeah.
Right, but like a lot of people
So
don't
what,
want
you
the
gonna get
contract.
the contract and then not fight?
But a lot of people don't want the contract. They try to get out and they can't because they're locked in. And that wouldn't even be the case if you could just like chill and get out of it.
So be it. Because people who are there that want to fight do.
But I don't think they'll do that because then they get guys like Conor McGregor.
I guarantee, Paul, not all
Conor
of these.
McGregor could just leave and go do whatever he wanted if that was the case, and then they would lose their guy. That's why they don't set him up like that.
No, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these ranked fighters, these already contracted guys that are contracted to fight, are turning down to fight. They're turning down Umar's fights because they don't want to lose their number. I think there's only so many times you should be able to do that under contract, being
as a number rank.
Oh, they could do that
before they lose their rank.
They can do that if you're inactive, if you decline fights if you're inactive for like a year, unless there's special circumstances like whatever the fuck Brian Ortega was doing, you fall out of the rankings.
Yeah, well, and Jack Hermanson was in a very similar spot where he was inactive for close to 2 years, and they didn't remove him, and maybe it's the communication for it, but no, these fighters that are turning down the Umar fight, they just don't want to fight him. They don't want to lose to him. I
agree that it's lame, but I don't see how you fix it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe I'll brainstorm on it and I'll call Dana, or maybe I'll just have you call Dana.
I was going to say, I do have his number now. We're pretty tight.
This guy right here is technically part owner of the UFC and the WWE.
Yeah. I bought. Yeah, that's just
funny. So he said, I'm not allowed to bet anymore.
Just don't send no Vince McMahon texts. You know what I'm saying?
Right in her pussy and right in her ass.
I want 3 big black cocks to go in every orifice and squirt their mushroom cream and then jump on your stomach so it looks like they jumped on a Twinkie.
Then I'll jerk off all over you.
And make sure I'm in the cup chair in the hotel room.
Man.
Oh, yeah, and Macho Man.
So, Matt Schnell and Steve Erceg. This was a fight. They actually a performance of the night bonus for Steve Erceg. Got a second round KO 25 seconds in. I think I saw this. I don't remember for sure. Like I said, I was a little preoccupied, but earned himself an extra $50K on that one. That was actually the first fight to kick off the main card. This is actually an early card. Prelim started at 12:30. And
where was they at?
They were in Vegas. Yeah, the Apex.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh, so they started at 10, then.
Bro, that's dangerous in Vegas.
Look, go to the fights at 10 in the morning and get out of that bitch at 1:30, nigga.
Lit. That's what I'm saying, bro. You probably gonna end up in Clark County Jail at that point.
No,
Vegas probably sees a spike in calls on UFC days.
Clark County or Cook County Jail. I'm not trying to be in those.
Like, why
I
is
ain't
shit
trying to
popping
be-
off at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, no, I just ain't trying to be in any county jail, period,
Mm-mm.
or jail or prison or none of that shit. So let's just, yeah, I'm gonna not go to the Apex at 10:30 in the morning and get
Oh,
lit.
I'm going. I'm just not going to jail after that. Because
Yeah.
damn the jokes, Gina.
Man, let's see, just some honorable mentions. Well, the main fight of the prelims, Eric Anders versus Jamie Pickett. Pickett took another L. That's why. So that's where the comment came from. Jamie Pickett's probably getting cut.
My boy's 13-11.
Ouch. There. I don't know.
My
There
hair's
are a
so
couple.
nappy, Jamie couldn't even pick it.
5-fight skid.
I heard you, and you dumb as fuck for that one. But fight before that, actually, this was fight of the night and performance of the night. Vinicius Oliveira and Bernardo Sopai.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I believe I seen this too, because it was back and forth, and this was a banger through and through, like for 14 minutes and 50 seconds, basically.
Until he
this
backed
was
that
a
nigga up to the wall.
Yep. Man. No,
And
they
gave him. Look, he didn't even tiger knee that nigga, because that's what Derek Lewis did. He did the Adon version. The
bro,
Jaguar.
he was unconscious for like 3 minutes after that shit landed too. This is
Bro,
probably one of the
because
longest.
Look, he hit him and his head hit the fucking side too, nigga.
Yep.
Like he pinned his head against the fucking cage with that shit for like a split second.
That's exactly how Demetrius Johnson knocked out fucking Adriano Moraes, dude.
Yep.
He kneed him against the cage,
Yep.
right up against the fucking cage. Dude.
Yep.
So nasty.
Yeah, on some
But just imagine that, but about 40 pounds heavier.
Yeah,
on
I don't
some
want to.
Tony Josh shit, fam.
Yeah, no, I will try to find the link and send you this, Paul, just so you can see it.
All right, bad.
That this shit was fire. Like,
I
he
don't give a
definitely.
German suplex to arm bar is still the coldest move in UFC, fam.
Yeah,
The flying arm bar.
And if Oliveira never wins another fight in his UFC career or his career period, he's gonna
got a
be
highlight.
immortalized forever.
Yeah, he's got the highlight.
Yeah. So mission accomplished. Congrats. I believe with that being a performance of the night and KO of the night, I believe he got $100K bonus. And the guy that took the L got $50K for making this such a great fight.
So that's basically a fight of the night, man.
Yeah, fight of the night, performance of the night. They called it both. Yeah, fight of the night.
Yeah, I thought they got rid of fight of the night. I thought they were just doing performance of the night now.
No, they've had fight of the nights, and maybe it's just because, again, it's not like this happened like a quick flash knockout, caught a knee really early.
No.
Like, nah, these motherfuckers went to war. Like, and yeah. And my apologies, not 40 pounds heavier, 10 pounds heavier. This was bantamweight.
But still,
It's actually about the same then.
As
I'm
when
in
Big Show did
I'm
a
in
monkey
Zahabi.
punch to Rey Mysterio, Nick. He put him in a sleeper, right? And then look, he took the sleeper, lifted this nigga up, backbreaker, lifted this nigga up again in the sleeper, and giant swung the nigga out the ring like Kane from Tekken. I said, you can do that for real? But it is the biggest person and the littlest person. But it's still impressive. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah. Another honorable mention, or Ayman Zahabi actually gave Javid Basharat an L. Basharat took an L.
Damn, that would have been a nice bet to bet on. Plus
Yeah,
600.
took his O.
Ooh.
And I actually did watch this fight because I fuck with Javid. I wanted to see. I like both the Basharat brothers, if I'm speaking honest.
Be right back. Sorry.
No, you good. But yeah, I was pulling for him, so I was watching this one, actually paying a little bit more attention to this than I was some of these earlier fights. And Zahabi got the dub. Like, he outworked him, got the better shots. I felt like probably controlled the octagon a lot better than Basharat did. I don't know if he had a bad weight cut or if he just something seemed off with Javid. Man, I might need to go watch these. The first 3 fights were KOs.
Damn.
Yeah, you had Christian Duncan versus Claudio Ribeiro. And Duncan got a KO, minute 57 of round 2. Ludovic Klein versus AJ Cunningham. Klein got the first round KO, 4 minutes and 36 seconds. So, yeah, closer to the end of the first round. And then starting out the night, Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi versus Loic Rabazov. God damn.
That's a doozy.
Third round KO, 49 seconds into the third round. Rodzabov got the KO. But none of them got a performance of the night. So I don't know. Maybe it was TKOs. Maybe it was, just ref stoppage, had to intervene.
Maybe it was just in comparison to those other ones,
Yep. Well, and nothing was going to beat the knee that Oliveira threw that.
Right.
Because that, I knew right when I saw it, I was like, oh, it ain't getting better than this tonight.
Right.
Or this afternoon, because it was the middle of the day. I also did have my son in town, and he wanted to go out and throw the football around, so I had to oblige.
Hell yeah. I would too.
But yeah, all in all, this was a good fight night card. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and watch them first 3 fights just so I can see exactly what happened there. But this is the first time this year, and we are 6 fights in. So picking fights. This was our 6th card of the year. This is our first time that the It's Almost Time 3-way parlay hit in full.
It's the first time ever, or just this year?
Parlay boys.
Just this year.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've hit before. I thought
We've hit 2 or 3 times prior, but keep in mind too, viewers, that prior to this year, anyways, we was just picking for the fun of it. We was just picking favorite fighters. It got real this year. So the official tally,
little competitive.
Yeah, because there's a belt on the line now.
Speaking of, I don't know how set in. Maybe they have this in FanDuel too, but I don't know how set in your ways in FanDuel you are. I was gonna say if you would consider switching over to DraftKings, they have this thing on there called betting groups, where like you could see where what your friends like, what bets people in your group have placed and shit like that. I was like, that's perfect for the parlay boys.
Man, I might need to check it out or rethink.
I could probably, if you do decide to do it, I could probably give you like a referral and we'll both get like free money or some dumb shit like that, but I'll check it out.
Word. Yeah, well, make sure it's not just new customers, because I know I have bet on DraftKings before. Basically, what it's going to break down to is whatever betting company wants to sponsor our show, that's going to be the app I end up choosing long term, and I will plug.
Oh, fuck yeah. Goddamn right.
But, yeah, like I said, Dre, this is the first time this year, anyways, that the It's Almost Time 3-way parlay hit.
Word up.
And to be fair, though, it was still, even with the 3 picks, minus 110, thanks to Umar.
Word up.
That's right.
Oh,
and it was like the sketchiest one.
Yeah, no, for real. And he almost dropped it.
Lost
our tied at 3 with me at 5.
Fuck.
Yep. I was just about to go over the tallies. We are this is the 6th card of the year.
Yeah.
And,
well, we covered most of the prelims. Should we do our parlay picks now?
Well, yeah. And the only reason Dre is taking an L is because his son got butterflies and had to pull out of a fight. Nah, I'm talking shit. There's probably a legit reason, but
we gotta figure out
running back this last weekend, and it was right. There was no contract signed. It didn't happen.
I just thought of a solution to that problem, because I don't feel like you should not win because your fighter didn't fight. That's like not fair. Maybe we should have a backup pick in case something weird happens. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I'd be okay with it,
because I don't feel like it's fair that you like didn't lose if your fighter didn't lose. That's not fair.
But like, what the same, like, so does that count if there's like a no contest?
Maybe we could also apply our backup pick to that. Maybe backup pick is a stupid idea. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know.
Maybe it's a stupid idea.
I'm just spitballing because I feel like that's unfair.
we could definitely do that. I feel like that's fair enough because again, even when it happened, I was about to say if they ran it back this following weekend, I was about to say, well, if he wins here, you
Oh,
you
yeah, that would
tack
work.
that dub on, but they never fought.
Hey, this has got some hitters on it, fam.
Oh, bro,
Did you see my big
you're
parlay?
just now looking at the card now.
Oh, well, I knew who was on the main. I didn't see the prelims or the earlies.
It's a good card.
Bro,
Yeah.
no, there's a reason that people are saying that 299 was better than 300.
Man.
They
And
kinda
what I
got
say
wrong.
last year, I felt like the first Volk fight was like the coldest fight of the year. Like he should have got fighter of the year over fucking Bones Jones.
Who, Volkanovski?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, 100%.
I agree.
100%
agree.
agree.
Like fuck that shit, nigga. Anyway, I'm going with Joanne Wood as my pick, nigga.
First fight of the night, huh?
Yep. 'Cause
Okay.
that's my bitch.
Okay.
right.
And I don't be looking at stats, nigga. I just know what she do.
Well, hey, bro,
hey,
even
that's
if you
valid
was
as
trying to
fuck.
look at the stats online, they don't got no odds. So I can't what is the odds, Paul?
Drum roll. Plus 185.
Okay. Plus,
Okay.
you picking the dog.
Yep.
Okay.
He said he know what she's
I
about.
think she lost her last one, and she was like, "I'm gonna go back home, chucker blocked, and I'm gonna study my McGregor, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kick the shit out of the loss." Or however you do it, I don't know.
I put a bunch of bets on this card.
Man. So,
So are we doing our regular first, and then we going with the backup to give everybody a chance?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, and the backup will be obviously you don't even need to place money on that if you don't want it, Paul. But yeah, the backup is just strictly if something
Yeah,
happens.
we'll just for the tally. Yeah.
Yeah, for the tally.
Hold on.
I guess we have to make our.
Brazilian Matt Brown.
I think we should make our second pick after
Which
everybody
one?
makes their first pick because,
No,
like,
okay.
what if you take too many of the good fights? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
So
Cool.
hold up before you make your backup pick, let us pick our picks.
Go ahead.
And then we can look at backups.
You got one?
I'm still looking. I was gonna see where you were going with this. Like, how stacked do we want to make this parlay? Because I already like that Dre picked a plus fighter.
My favorite fighter's fighting on this card and he's plus. I don't think I should do it.
Who is it?
Gilbert Burns.
Bro.
Man.
I like it though. I like it. And I'll tell you what, if you do that.
JDM too.
Yeah, I gotta pull up JDM on fucking SureDog before I do this.
Man.
Because I'm not super familiar with this guy and I gotta know what I'm betting against if I do that. If I'm gonna do underdog.
No. To be honest, I don't remember who said it. I've been kind of watching and.
Oh, he's 27. He's a young buck.
Yeah, it's older versus newer, but it's Gilbert Burns.
Holy fuck! He's on a fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
No, his
12.
last fight was like a decision though, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Jack?
Yeah. Who did he fight? His last
Kevin Holland?
Holland.
Yeah.
He's got like a fucking
And
hella fight win streak.
No, even this Holland fight could have gone either way.
Yeah, like that was questionable.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Right.
But yeah, the ones before that, yes, I'll give them to him. Ain't he Australian too, or is he American?
Australian.
Yeah, see?
Where are they fighting at? Do you know?
This is at
Florida.
Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, Miami.
So not elevation because his nose is totally fucked up. If it was at elevation, I might bet against Jack because I know he'll gas out because he can only breathe out of one side. It looks like that shit is smashed as fuck. All right, I'm just gonna go with fuck. I'm not gonna bet on Gilbert Burns. I might do a single here on my end, but for the parlay, I'm gonna go with Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You said Joanne Wood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of tough picks on like tough fights that are hard to pick on this card.
Bro.
Like,
You're telling me,
Your boy Song Yadong, fam.
man, and
Piotr.
I can't, bro. And this is gonna sound crazy.
it's almost even money on
But give me
DraftKings.
Pieter.
All right.
He said, "Give me Petter."
They're both on DraftKings. I didn't think this was possible. I thought someone had to be plus, but they're both minus.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em.
Fuck, dude. So is Curtis Blades versus Jailed Almeida. They're both minus 110.
Yep,
Yeah.
bro.
Wow.
And even look at the Benoit Saint Denis and Poirier.
Yep.
Like it's -1 +1. Like
Yeah,
I like your pick, but I honestly think that Dustin's got a good chance of beating this dude.
I think he does too. I think most fights that I bet on, the guy that I don't bet on has a decent chance of winning. Everybody has a chance to win the fight in the UFC pretty much, unless it's like a Bo Nickel situation.
That's two.
Hey.
Who do I want as my backup, though, man?
Oh yeah, this is cool because our backups will be like even more fun to pick too. We get to make more picks.
We get to pick a bunch.
more.
Parlay boys.
I'm as my backup. I'm going with the champ, man.
Going with it. You picking O'Malley as a backup?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I always say I side with the champ.
Okay.
So you feel me? Cheeto,
Are you ready
gotta
for your
do that.
backup? Because I am.
And he
Go-
don't believe that he lost.
Go ahead,
to
Paul.
Cheeto.
MVP Michael Venom Page.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's fresh out of the Bellator, fresh off that BKFC loss to fucking Mike Perry, but I think he's I don't know. They're both weird fighters. It's gonna be a good
Yeah.
fight. And that one's almost pick 'em, but it's
Give me
gonna be a good fight.
Gilbert.
Oh,
Give
let's
me
go! Fuck it, I'm putting this parlay in too. It's too fun.
he said I'm doing this one. So
Hey,
don't
no, this is the
parlay.
first time. This is a brand new first time we've had two.
You gotta play it twice.
boys. Ooh, okay. Parlay boys.
Double parlay.
Did you pick who was your double, Dre?
Sean O'Malley?
Oh yeah. Plus 568.
Damn.
Not bad.
He
What was
said
the
not
main? Oh
bad.
wait, hold up. You said that one already. I can look at
Yeah, I
that.
forgot what it said. I'll have to look.
Oh,
Plus 702, the original.
702.
That one's pretty juicy. Okay.
He said,
Bro,
"That's
it's
pretty
that
good."
Joanne Wood juicing that parlay.
You
Let's
feel?
go. Hey,
All right.
you know he's the winner. He knows his shit according to the tally. So this is good for
Yeah.
us.
No, 6 fights in, and he's 5 fights. He technically there's an asterisk because of that. So if it came down to a tiebreaker, you would win based off of that asterisk.
Mm-hmm. Word up.
I was like, he said,
He said. Hell no.
might need to clip that one into a reel. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 299 is stacked, and man, a good handful of these main event fights could go either way, or the main card fights.
Word.
Literally, it's rare, and I'm surprised that the O'Malley and Vera odds are as skewed as they are.
Yeah.
I don't think like people respecting what Cheeto did that first fight. Like, yeah, he deaded his leg.
That's
he
what I
never-
said. I said, even O'Malley don't think he lost that. So, you know what I'm saying?
And dude, they were at their hotels here today. This clip got released that they ran into each other, and I don't remember what Sean said to Cheeto. Something about like, "You ready for Saturday?" And Cheeto goes, "You suck my dick," or like, "Come suck my dick." And he's like, It's like that. Like that's really weird. He said to go suck his dick. That's weird. And then no, and then Cheeto doubled down. He turned to the camera. He said, "Yeah, I told him to suck my dick." Like, dude. He's like, I'm feeling good. Like, there's no pressure. I'm gonna win. But there was also word through the grapevine. I don't remember who said it. What fighter was on record saying it? They've heard that Cheeto had a really bad camp.
Oh yeah.
So
Like
we'll see.
Action Bronson and Larry June and them niggas was there. And Al Kipps.
Yeah, no, bro, he was kicking it with Action Bronson, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Man.
That's how I want to kick it in restaurants too. I want to go back in the kitchen and talk to them niggas and eat food. I don't want to eat at the table.
Man, so I feel like O'Malley probably got it. And another thing too, if you play some bets, Paul, Vera ain't never been knocked out.
Who?
Vera. Cheeto.
He said, hold on, Nick.
Fight goes to a decision, coming in hot.
But I could see Sean sleeping on with just his stand up.
I could too.
Look, I think it put people on notice about O'Malley after what he did to Sterling. And not only after what he did, but they ran it back in slow motion and was like, no, this dude was watching.
This was like, no, it was one of the best Counter-Strike.
Oh my God.
Flash TKOs and like, and I want one thing I will defend though too is a lot of people are saying it got called early. I've watched this fight a few times since it happened, and I would have liked to have seen it gone a little longer, especially when it comes to a championship fight like that. Yes, he was getting hit. Yes, he was rocked, but he was moving around. He was trying to recover. You need to give the champion every chance to defend that shit. If he's still moving and not convulsing, like let him fight. Especially in like maybe these refs need to have more inept conversations with each fighter because Big John
just don't be Steve Mazzagatti with.
Yeah, well, no, Big John has been on record as saying like there are certain fighters he would call sooner rather than others just based off of conversations that he had not only with them but their team backstage. Like he wanted to know, like a lot of times would even ask the fighters like, no, like how. Like I can
like,
let you go out on your field.
Or
I'll let you go to sleep if you want. But if I don't, like he gave that luxury to certain people more so than others, and like I feel like they kind of need to figure that out.
Pat?
And exceptions again. It's not like it's not like Sterling was completely out. And like shortly after that, if you look at the Yuri Prohaska and Alex Pereira fight, they could have let that guy. And I get why he didn't. Just watching the replay and watching how Yuri went limp, I see why he stopped it. But it's a championship fight. This is for not just that belt, but this is like for pride with a lot of these guys. These guys are fucking warriors. Let them go out on their shield if that's what they want.
Like my man Volk, fam.
But
he needs to win this next one and be done. I don't want to see a Korean zombie out. Volkanovski.
Volk?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was gonna say I kind of have the same feeling too that if Poirier loses to Saint Denis, he need to call it a night.
Yeah.
I love Poirier, and this is really sad. I saw a statistic. There was like literally 11, 12 plus top 10 fighters that are all basically 35 plus.
Yeah.
Which means we are literally a year or two probably away from being removed from that era.
Right.
Which makes me sad because this is like the fourth time this shit's happened.
It'll be the fifth coming.
Bro, like they say that when your guys get older, the speed's one of the first things to go, right?
Yeah.
So my thing with Volk is that if he's 37 and still able to go with these 145ers, and he used to be a 200 whatever pound rugby player. I think he could sort of have a new life if he just goes up and becomes a permanent 155er. Because
I
then
think that's his plan long term, anyways. If he stays active, I think he's starting to understand that the weight cuts aren't coming as easy as they used to. I think that, well, and also if you look at the work that he did in the 145 pound division, there's nothing that can happen other than him, losing 7 times in a row, like Tony Ferguson, that is going to tarnish that GOAT legacy of what he did in that division.
I agree. Yeah. And he could always move it up to 155, lose 1 or 2, call it a day. But, he could even cement that GOAT status even more. Imagine if he did what he did at 145 at 155 on the second half of his career. It'd be nuts.
Yep.
Nigga, Bruce Lee said that shit too. He said as he got older, he noticed that people were quicker than him. That's why he started going with deception and throwing feints and doing all that shit. I said, yeah.
Saying all that though, too, Poirier got slept his last fight, but even for getting slept, it was a flash KO. He came right back too. He didn't seem horribly hurt by it, and I've seen him get slept and stopped before. I'm not saying this is necessarily the end for Dustin Poirier, but with a killer like Benoit, if Benoit does what he's been doing, it could be trouble for Dustin.
Just for the sake of
this is a card that you seeing a lot of that, like kind of them changing of the guard fights. The Pedro Munoz and Kyler Phillips is one.
Bro,
of
even the Yadong Song and Petr Yan fight is kind of that.
Yeah.
Blades and Almeida.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, Gamrot versus Dos Anjos.
Yep.
This is the first time I think in like 10 years that Dos Anjos has been on an undercard. Former champion, now on an undercard fight. Again, and this is father time.
Yep.
Yeah.
On everything.
Man, but not prelims even look stacked, or like early prelims. You have Ion Kudaloba, fucking Michelle Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
And your girl Joanne Wood kicking the night off.
Joanne, I wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah, that's the name next week.
Yeah.
So they've officially scrubbed all traces of the women's featherweight existence from the rankings on the website.
145?
Yep, no rankings at all on the website anymore.
What?
I thought they were getting rid of it, but I didn't realize it was
so that's already. So there's 135 and then Amanda Nunes, and that's it.
Amanda Nunes is she fought at 135, right? I thought.
Yeah, 135 and 145. She killed the 145 division.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. The history of the featherweight division in women's is basically Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes, and I think
LeBron James of 145. She got 40 foul wow by herself, Nick.
Man, I'm tempted to peek ahead, but we don't even need to, man. There's so much fucking fire on this card.
Yep, just stay tuned.
I
gotta get rocking anyway. Make sure you catch me on Girl Talk tonight with Prez. And
hey,
I
was wondering what was happening. I knew you had to do that, and then he was like, "Nah, we good." But we stick into Sunday now.
I'm ready. It's in the calendar.
Sunday, and if we don't, then I can't even be mad at you for not joining us.
Consistency, dog. I don't know how. Look, I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm out. So Monday Morning Ninjas, right? Ended up reaching 9,000 people. Nobody boosted anything or none of that, and it wasn't robots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
that's dope.
So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for it to, fill up or whatever. And it's like, okay, 2 people join, 5 people, 7 people, 10 people. And I was like, oh, okay. Hey, Prez, we need to go on, fam. There's 10 people waiting on us. And he's like, okay, I'm coming out the bathroom. From the time I said, come on, to when he got there was probably 45 seconds, nigga. We had 35 people on.
Damn, what the fuck? That's lit.
In our height, when we looked at the analytics in our height, nigga, we had 75 people on.
Damn, that's lit as fuck.
I was like, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
What do I do with my hands?
I haven't had this many people on yet. No. I mean, I think it was still a good show, but I was like,
is that like across all the platforms, or was like all of them on Facebook or something, or YouTube?
All of them except like our normal 3 came from my page.
Was it on Facebook though, or YouTube?
Yeah,
that's
Facebook,
what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So no, I'm gonna get on it then this week. We revamping, we getting this page up. I'm gonna holler at Paul in the chats, and I'm gonna coordinate, try to get some stuff. I'm gonna align with you. I'll tell you what the vision is.
Yeah.
What we can get going. But on that note, no, I appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. We got a banger of a card on Saturday, and we're gonna be at you on Sunday evening with the results of UFC 299. O'Malley versus man. No, this is like I said, ramping up to be an awesome years of fights, just even with what we got scheduled for this first quarter. So let's keep it rolling. As always, this is A1 and
Resident
this
Hater.
is time.
And be sure you tune in to 299 because it is a British sausage.
A banger. Hey, y'all have a good night, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.